This is a report about Lowe's. It's a Lowe's consumer report. We report about a scam systematic, a betrayal system that has been implemented at Lowe's for a while by this individual that you can see over here. It's Marvin Elliot. When Marvin came to Lowe's, he introduced a new system that takes care that as soon as the customer comes into the shop and is asking for a project, this customer has to sign a very specific contract, a purchase order. This purchase order is establishing corruption, scamming, criminal coercion practices to Lowe's consumer in a manner that has never seen before. The reason why we report this to you is, it's not one of these sad stories that someone had bad luck with a bad salesperson. No. This scamming system that Lowe's introduced is so successful because it guarantees the vendor profit and getting paid immediately upfront, regardless if they deliver low quality or high quality. It doesn't matter, because the customer has to pay upfront 100% according to the contract that this guy put in place. So we are reporting the schema, not a sad story from individuals. The schema, again, is so successful that vendors with a good brand name in the past, like Pella, adopting this scam practice for a simple reason. They understood they can deliver crap or low quality so that the profit margin is so high, they started producing crap, producing low quality by design. What does that mean? That means that if this practice, this scamming practice, this criminal practice that this individual put into Lowe's is infesting more and more companies, like Pella is already infested, then there is no hope that you can ever get good products in your house that you upfront paid for. You are simply lost. So this practice is on the brink to be implemented at Home Depot as well. So where can you go to get your windows modernization project or your doors modernization project done? If all these big companies scamming and cooperating in criminal practices, coercion practices, don't pay you money for compensation of damages that you had, then there is no hope. And this is going so fast, it's viral and infesting more and more businesses here in the US. That's why we tell you on a high level what that scam schema is. For two reasons. One reason is we tell you how you can fight it. Second is we can tell you how you can get these companies getting hurt by telling the truth, telling the facts, and what mechanism is in place to do that. So enough from the high level, we come to the schema, the scam schema. So if you go to a Lowe's shop and let's say you want to get new windows and a door, sliding doors into your house, you go to the shop, you see beautiful products, and then you have to sign a purchase order. The purchase order requires 100% upfront payment. This 100% upfront payment, of course, is dangerous because it leads to a temptation from vendors to deliver not what you saw in the shop, but crap, bad quality. Second, the installation that is performed by subcontractors of subcontractors of contractors who are most of the time not insured. So if this installation is bad or fails, who is interested in helping you? I can tell you one thing, it's not this guy over here. It's not him. So you see how we depicted the situation. The Lowe's CEO, Marvin, Elliot, introduced that scam system from day number one when he came. The scam system is you pay 100% up front, you lose all your rights to file a lawsuit. You cannot do this according to the contract. It's not possible. So the vendor can deliver you crap. When you have a problem with the vendor, that contract leaves you in the dark. They're not interested. The installation companies are subcontractor of subcontractor of contractor. So when they fail, you get the runaround because they are mostly not insured either. So we depicted this as it is. Marvin has your money. Marvin is not giving it back to you. You get crap. Ha ha, he he. This is the truth about that complicated game. So what we will show you right now is a case for windows and doors. So we go into the details, and this will explain you how people suffer. So long story short, as soon as someone goes to the Lowe's store for a project, signing a purchase order, he pays 100%. Even if he is not paying the 100% out of his pocket, the financing company is paying 100%. The financing company is paying always 100% after a few days because there is no check with the Lowe's customer if they are happy, if they even received the goods, if they even had a good installation experience. No one is interested. So let's go to the meat, and we will have a look and to how that looks like. So here is the Pella windows that you see, and they are all the same bad. Open, lacking, gapping, out of kilter. If rain comes in, the rain ends up in the house, in the property, and causing damages. This is an example for a door. So they are all the same. We don't want to bore you with details. Bad quality from vendors. So this door, what you see, will not stand a hurricane. Standing water, bad products, really bad products. So when you contact and let the CEO know what's happening, and the CEO had been informed with certified letters and demand letters, they send an expert. That expert that you see here is remeasuring the windows that Lowe's installed, which are Pella windows. And he states very clearly, what you got here is not according to what we measured. The product that you got here, especially that window, is not fitting at all. So I take it back to Lowe's, you get a new one. And take a look, he puts it on his truck. It's a Lowe's truck. It's a Lowe's person. So that window, what you see, is part of a 4-part window that had never been delivered and cost more than $4,000. Never got delivered. What was delivered was something, and that is a schema. You get something delivered, but first it's very low quality, and second, has nothing to do what you ordered. They just sent you something, because that's what they can do according to the contract. The contract is paying upfront. Now we come to installation. Now take a look to this. This is a subcontractor of a subcontractor of a contractor. So that individual has never installed a Pella door. You see, he is on the phone with his contracting company, which is a contractor of Lowe's. He doesn't know how to do that. And he got trained by someone who was sitting in the car driving, who tells him here at that moment, he did everything wrong. What can you do wrong? For a simple reason, he doesn't know. He's a don't know person. So the guy on the phone is telling him what he is doing wrong, or what he did wrong already, and is telling him how to do it right. Again, this other person never was at the client location. He never was there before, he never was there at the installation, and he never was there afterwards. He just doesn't care. Remember, he got also paid, and they all know you have no way to get your money back or compensation of damages. So why deliver quality at all? So you don't get one. So what you see here is the explanation that the guy gave him on the phone, the training on the job, how we call it, and the door that you saw before is so wrongly installed, you have to replace the entire thing. Again, that door is up to $5,000. It's a 3-part sliding door from Pella. So when you look in very detail how that conversation goes, you even can see this guy sitting in his car and telling this guy what he has done wrong and how he should do it right. That does evidence what we tell you. The schema that we experience here is a criminal scam schema. It is not only infesting the Lowe's company, but it's also infesting other companies that we all know had a good reputation. They live from the brand history that today is no longer there. So again, when you look at that phone, the guy gets trained on the job, and the person who is telling this, his name is Trevor. Trevor has a contract with Lowe's, and that is a subcontractor who is not insured. There's no insurance. So if you're in trouble, you don't know where to go to. There is no compensation of damages from Lowe's. What Lowe's is doing is, by standard, they have one form and they give you $1. So that's a form you have to sign, otherwise you don't get your money back. That guy is Trevor, you see him. So if that guy is walking into your house, remember what you have seen here. But there are many Trevors working with Lowe's. So that tells you what we explained to you. The schema, the crime schema, is very profitable for everyone. And the purchase order is establishing a prepayment. Vendors get paid, nevertheless what they deliver. The installation companies get paid. It doesn't matter what kind of job they do. And Lowe's, that is Trevor. And Lowe's puts a blind eye to it. So, long story short, what we have showed you is finally leading to damages. This is the result if rain is pouring through windows. This is a hardwood floor and a good one, or it was one. The rain that came through the gapping windows, through the Pella windows that Lowe's installed, where this individual who doesn't know what to do, and by the windows that came already, manufactured, as you see, ends up, you got damages. The entire floor is wet because the rain was pouring, so the windows you can't close. So compensation of damages, you never see $1 from Lowe's. Never. They offered $1 as a compensation for damages, for damage that's up to $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 minimum. Take a look, and the damage was across many, many areas, caused by the windows that Lowe's delivered from Pella that is so low quality you can't even close them. It's not one window, it's all of them. And one window for $4,000, you saw that they never even had delivered. They just took the evidence away. Take a look to the damage to the hardwood floor after the rain poured in. So confronted by this, this guy, the Lowe's CEO, got always certified demand letter. They're not paying anything. No one. And because the subcontractor is not insured, you don't see any dollar either from these. So take a look to that floor. So long story short, and we give you the highlight and the summary at the end again. Let me come back to you on the screen. Interesting is what you have experienced here is a user, Lowe's customer experience. It's not a hypothetical story. This individual put a purchase order in place that makes sure that the vendor can deliver whatever they deliver, they get paid upfront. And they deliver bad stuff. crap. Even worse, they started to produce this crap because they know they got paid up front, so they can do it. They can deliver you crap. It has nothing to do with what you ordered. Nothing. So now we come to financing. So because the contract states you have to pay up front 100%, either you pay it out of your pocket, that means with your credit card at the cashier, or you use one of these finance companies. This is a scam part number 3. These finance companies pay also just a few days after you sign. They are not telling you this. They are not asking you if you really have received the goods and the services. They are not interested. They just pay. So the scam schema does include financing companies. In that case, this is a financing company that is used by Pella, and that financing company has already been sentenced by the government. They lost the lawsuit to never ever do this again. Never ever pay without ensuring that the customer has received the goods and services that he paid for. So this financing company is in negotiation with Home Depot. So here we go. Again, it's not a sad story from one person. An entire industry branch is infested. So what can you do against all of this? I think you can't do a lot if you are alone. But what you can do are 2 things. First, tell your story. Let people know your experience. And that is done easy. Grab your phone. Talk to your phone. Make videos about the situation. It's easy done. And consider proposing this as something we can send. Send this to the email you see here at the lower part. You can send it there, or you can send it here on the website. We have put a form for you. The URL is here at the lower part. So consider telling your story by a video. If your story fits, we will likely broadcast this. Or, even better, come to our show and tell your story. Come to our live show and tell your story so people can feel your pain, what happened to you. So, step number 2, if this is made public, if more and more people know, then this will be known to people who plan to do a major project, get windows and doors in their house. And these individuals then can remember what they heard and saw, what your experiences are. In that case, the company stock will fall. And here we go. In that case, this individual over there who put the scam in place will have to purchase back stock so that the fall and the decrease of value of the low stock can be mitigated or even stopped. So it costs money instantly. So why not doing this? Second, if once the truth is out, then this will lead to a different consumer behavior. And lawyers will come to the negotiation table to look at your case a little bit differently, right? So by promoting your story is one major factor. If you think that your story is published on Facebook and a lot of people will see it, or if you put your video on YouTube and you think it will be seen by a lot, you're mistaken for a simple reason. This guy over here will walk to the owner of Facebook and Google and tell them, hey, I pay you a lot of money for advertisement and that has to go away. I don't want to see that here, okay? And that is what will happen. There will be algorithms. Your stuff cannot be found, cannot be refound, or simply get lost. It's gone. We all know this. So contact us. We broadcast stuff on all major social channel plus. We broadcast on Apple phones. We broadcast on Apple TV. We broadcast on Apple computer. And we broadcast on all major headsets. We broadcast your story so often and so notorious, it cannot be suppressed. There's no way. So the story goes out, and this individual over there will have to do something to prevent going down entirely, which will finally help you, because they will have to change the behavior and make that known to the public as well. So stand up, send your video, contact us. Here's email and the URL. This case was only for windows and for doors from Pella. We will send reports for tile installation as well as reports for kitchen cabinet installation. Even while the stories are different because they are different products, the schema is the same. It's identical. So stay tuned for the other stories. Follow us. Contact us. This cannot stand. This has to change. It is a criminal scam that is happening daily, and more consumers fall prey to it. That has to stop. Thank you for watching this, and start acting now. This is your consumer report. This is your lowest consumer report, and we report about the fraud system that this individual, Marvin Elliot, put in place from day number 1 when he became the CEO of Lowe's. But furthermore, he did not only implement this, he ensures personally that this is executed every single day, plus in the foreseeable future. So today we will inform you about the coercion and psychological distress tactic that Marvin applies to do one thing, and we depict it for you quite easily to understand. Marvin has your money. Marvin had you sign the purchase order. Marvin keeps your money. Marvin is never ever refunding you. Marvin is never compensating for damages. You got crap, ha ha, he he. So the complexity of the system, don't let you scare from this, is finally very simple to explain. So let's get started. We focus right now on coercion, psychological distress that culminates in racketeering. We show you evidence for the personal involvement of Marvin Elliot, and let's get started. So let me get out of your way, and we go very quickly with you in a couple of evidence and facts. We do that very quickly. Again, this is based on reports we sent in the past already, confidence tricks and advanced fee scams. Now we focus on theft and racketeering. The Lowe's CEO Marvin Elliot approved that Lowe's keeps evidently stolen items. In addition, he steals more than $4,000 for one prepaid window never delivered. This is what we call theft. Now, the racketeering executed on October the 30th in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton. So what you see here is an evidence from Allstate and Castle Key, and they state very clearly that the damages that came to the Lowe's consumer is not from the hurricane. The damages came from malfunctioning and flowing windows. Very clear. There's no doubt about this. So damages from malfunctioning and flowing windows that Lowe's put in the house of the Lowe's consumer. So here's a phone number and a fax if anyone is doubting this. You see the area of the windows. We pulled out stuff from former broadcasts. Have a look to the windows. I mean, they are self-explaining. They are out of kilter. Take a look. This is a closed window. So take a look to this. And Marvin knows about this. Marvin knows about this. He got certified letter. He's fully informed. So out of a sudden, he sends on October the 30th this one here. A release. So he offers $1. $1 he offers, plus he is demanding a release of all claims. So we go step by step to understand what's happening here. But first things first. Theft by Lowe's. Pella did send on 07/07/2022 a complete replacement order, new windows and new doors to Lowe's. Again on 07/07/2022, and they disappeared from this Lowe's store. Likely had been installed somewhere else. In any case, the Lowe's consumer never received these items. Take a look to the date. On November 6, 2023, Marvin received a certified letter, more than one, but we just picked this one for you. Certified letter, and FedEx brought it to him. So take a look to the stuff. The Lowe's consumer had been kept in the dark for a long, long time. So here is the Pella CEO, Timothy Yegi. He personally confirmed that the delivery of replacement order, and here's the PO number from Pella. Take a look, here's the PO number from Lowe's, hit the Lowe's store on 07/07/2022. The Lowe's consumer informed Marvin, "You kept my prepayment and all the windows. I need my windows and the door. Pella delivered this to you." He further showed evidence to Marvin that he tried several times to contact Cecilio Almonte, which was the responsible manager. He received the windows and door from Pella. And take a look. Look carefully. On 07/2022, the day when Pella delivered, this individual, Cecilio, deleted all emails. So how's that? All emails from Lowe's consumer. So again, on 10/30/2024, Marvin sent this threatening information where he says, "I offer you $1 and I demand the release of all claims." So not only the windows and door, also for other projects. So that is what we call racketeering. That's what a racket is. Keep in mind, there is a strategy to confuse people, but we will not be confused. We keep it easy for you. Again, Pella delivered a complete new set of windows and a door to Lowe's for installation at the Lowe's consumer's house. So instead of that, Marvin is giving this to the consumer, he keeps the consumer in the dark and sends, in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton on 10/30, this threatening, coercive letter. He demands a release of all claims. So now let's be smart. Let's look at the motivation. How can one do such a stupid thing? On November 6, 2023, Marvin received a certified letter from the Lowe's consumer where the Lowe's consumer demanded the delivery and installation. And he sent him: a contractor who violates Section 489126 is subject of criminal prosecution. This is a Florida statute. So Marvin knows that. Marvin signed up on this. He received this information. He knows. Despite the demand from the Lowe's consumer to install the Lowe's windows and doors that had been sent from Pella, nothing happened. Again, they kept the Lowe's consumer for 1 year in the dark. Now let's follow the money. So why is he demanding release of all claims? So keep in mind, the release of all claims that he sent on 10/30/2024 is based on a money case, of course. Since January 25, 2023, the accumulation of compensation for damages demands from this Lowe's consumer was already $49,000. So here it is. And here you see now what Marvin got. On Saturday, November 5, 2022, there were many projects and demands for compensation for damages. This is a cabinet install and a sink disconnect. The second project is a floor ceramic tile. Has nothing to do with a Windows installation project. So why is Marvin demanding a release of all claims, including stuff that has nothing to do with the windows and doors? How can one do such a foolish thing? So finally, it comes to a very simple sentence. Lowe's keeps stolen items, and Lowe's steals in addition $4,000 for one window never delivered, and they offer $1 for this. We talk about stolen things. We talk about a prepaid window that never was delivered, and he offers $1 for this. This is racketeering. This is racketeering. Keep in mind, this demand letter that he sent has a condition. Look at the lower part. The Lowe's consumer is coerced to accept the $1 compensation within 14 days, or Lowe's keeps the stolen items and Lowe's steals in addition $4,000. So he gets nothing, $0. So keep in mind, we talk about a theft evidenced occurred on 07/07/2022. Marvin knows. November 6, 2023. That's why we put that here for you. He got a certified letter. He got information before and after. We just picked that information for you. So let's see, and we look back a little bit. What does that all mean? Theft and racketeering. So if the CEO of Lowe's approves to keep stolen items and approves to keep $4,000 for one window that they even never delivered, then this is theft and racketeering. And then sending such a letter when people are in a really emergent situation. And the insurance We talk about Allstate and Castle Key. Confirmed by subject matter expertise. Take a look to the damage that the intrusion of water through these malfunctioning windows caused. It is evidenced by third parties that this damage comes from malfunctioning and flawing windows, not from the hurricane. It means that keeping the delivery from Pella, and instead of delivering this to the lowest consumer and selling this somewhere else, so generating an additional profit, and keeping the lowest consumer with these windows. Have a look to these windows. Knowingly, and racketeering the consumer on 10:30 with a threat, with a coercion, to give him $1, not to deliver the stolen items, not to compensate for any damages at all, makes the theft that happened by Lois and evidently confirmed by the CEO of Pella. That makes Lois Marvin Elliott's approval to keep the stolen item, to keep the $4,000 for a prepaid window, and offer $1 for all claims that have nothing to do with the windows. That makes evidently Lois a racket implementing corrupt organization. Here is the evidence. Here is the person that received the goods and it then all disappeared. Marvin had been informed on November 6 in writing that the customer demands the installation and that this individual received it and then disappeared. So let me then finally come back to you and give you a quick summary what it is we are looking here. So what you see here is a very detailed showcasing of evidence. This does include evidence that Marvin is informed and knows about all single items because every time the lowest consumer sent a certified letter delivered by FedEx, signed off for, to Marvin personally. He knows. So while Marvin knows the details about the theft, the details about the condition, he sends on October the 30th a coercive, extortionary letter that he offers $1 by keeping the stolen items that Pella sent to him. He very likely installed it somewhere else, so generated an additional profit. And in addition to this, in the aftermath of Hurricane Milton, leaves the lowest consumer with an opportunity to get nothing. So now we looked at an event that's happening now. We will keep you informed. Stay tuned. This is a developing story. The authorities have been informed and we will follow up. So ensure that you get this information. You can do this in two ways. One is we put an icon up there so you can get our broadcastings on your Apple phone. You can get it on Apple TV. You can get it on your iPad. So download the app, because we will broadcast constantly on 3 live channels every single event at the time it's happening. And we will broadcast here as soon as possible. You can also sign up here, subscribe to this channel, so we will inform you then automatically. Thank you for watching this, and hope I see you soon. Stay tuned. This is a Lowe's consumer report. The consumer report does introduce you to the criminal scam systematic. This individual here over there, which is the Lowe's CEO, did introduce on day number 1 when he took over as the CEO from Lowe's. Now we show you a refund experience. Remember, we show you the schematic and the scam design. We do not report about individual sad stories, so you understand the scam systematic. It's a planned criminal endeavor. So this, what we show you right now, is a simple situation. And let us start from the kitchen cabinet installation, what you can learn. So we start with what Lowe's did at the end. They said, hey, there is no refund for the materials that we picked up. There's no money. And we talk about $3,716.50. Look, they play dumb. They out of a sudden change their mind for all the stuff that was agreed on to be returned to them and to be refunded. Responsible for this is this individual, which does represent the executive customer relations. They always kick in as soon as a customer starts complaining seriously, and they coordinate with the local stores, but they do not coordinate in your interest. They coordinate to give you answers like this: there is no refund for the materials. So again, we show you right now how much and what has been refunded. Look at these items. These were handles for the kitchen cabinet. Wrong. They were too small. That means returned, refund of the money, very clear. These items were still, some of them, even not opened. They were in the original box from the vendor. This is kitchen cabinet vendor Schuller. You see here even the barcode with the serial number, the model number. These boxes were never opened because it was figured out they do not fit what had been ordered. They are totally wrong. Return, money return. These are the boxes that you can see. They have the sticker from Lowe's and from Schuller. So very clearly you see these numbers later on the invoices and receipts. Besides the receipt, on the right side is a dollar amount. So you sum up what you sent back and come up to this several thousand of dollars refund. There was so much to pick up count the number of boxes. Again, these boxes were even never opened. Original vendor boxes. There was so much to pick up that Lowe's had even to order a third-party service to pick them up. Take a look to this. These are the people who picked up the stuff. This is a person who's carrying out, and you will see people walking to a Lowe's lorry. Take a look. Here, these are Lowe's people carrying stuff back to the local store. And there were a lot, so they had to use another company. This is Mr. Handyman. So they even paid them to pick up all the stuff. Here are the boxes, original number. Here is a $3,716.50. Quite easy. You sum up what you returned, makes a sum to be returned. So again, you see some of these numbers are on the boxes that you saw before. Very easy case. Remember, it was upfront agreed because scheduling delivery people and third-party people on time cost money, so that was clear. You see the receipts here. You see the numbers that were on the boxes even here. There's a dollar amount attached to it, so that has to be refunded. There is no misunderstanding possible, so, and that was agreed on upfront. You saw their reaction. Out of a sudden, after having received all that stuff, they played dumb and told the customer, there is no refund. So you see the case is very simple. This is a criminal case that we call, in common sense, stealing. This is stealing of money from customers. Take a look to the items. Take a look to this one. This item was not fitting. This item you see right now doesn't fit in the cabinet. So you have to return it. Can't use it. The handles were too small. All handles had to be returned. Here are the boxes where they had been returned. So we make a summary very, very, very quickly. And let me give you the summary. What you experienced here is kitchen cabinet installation. And Lowe's reaction not to refund after they received all the items that had been returned to them. $3,716.50 the customer did not receive. He did not receive the goods. He returned the goods that was agreed on. They broke the agreement. So this individual, Raquel, from the executive office, does represent how the headquarter people are instructed to cooperate with the local people in the scam. So that's for the return and refund of money experience. So when you consider a project for your house, for your property, for example, a kitchen cabinet installation, remember what we just showed you here and think twice. We will follow up with other reports for tile installation and for reports for non-insured subcontractor, kitchen cabinet subcontractor, that confronted with a demand for compensation of damages simply were running away from the property. But this is another story. Stay tuned and watch this. And this was your detail for the refund practice that this individual introduced and is enforcing every single day and scamming thousands and thousands of fellow Americans every day. Thank you for watching this.